we can take some items, repurpose them, and end up with a totally different dining experience, just as we are with these Mexican pizzas made with tortilla shells. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. If you're joining me for the first time and you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do me the honor of doing so by pressing that subscribe button below. And also remember, you guys, give this video a like and a share. Now, you have seen me use these tortilla shells before in some of my other recipes. Tonight, we are going to take a regular version as well as a low carb version, and we are going to put together a Mexican pizza just like we've seen at Taco Bell. So you guys, without further ado, let's get into this recipe. Now, the first layer of this Mexican pizza, there are two key ingredients, one being the refried beans and then the second one being the meat. Because I'm keeping this low carb, instead of using regular beans, I am using this black soybean, which a half cup serving, you guys, we're probably gonna end up using about a quarter cup per pizza, but a half cup serving has 5 net grams of carbs, which means that each pizza is gonna end up having about 2.5 grams of carb from the refried beans. And then the second ingredient that we're gonna use for the bottom layer is the meat. I prefer ground turkey versus beef. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to drain these beans, and I'm going to season them with some onions and some fresh garlic and some other seasoning. But before I do that, I'm going to strain the liquid out of these beans, because sometimes canned vegetables have like this candy taste and flavor to them that I really don't like. So because of that, I'm going to drain out all the liquid, I'm going to rinse them, and then again, I'm going to put in some special seasonings and then make these things taste like something special. And then after I do that, I'm also going to take this meat over to the stove and I'm going to season it as well. And then after that, you guys, we will be ready to put these pieces together. So join me at the stove. To this pot, we are going to add some olive oil, so that way we can go ahead and saute our onions and this garlic. Add in the onions and then some garlic, about half of what I have here, because I'm also going to be using some of this for our meat. It's all about the flavor, you guys. Okay? Now to this, we're going to add our soybeans. Which again, I've rinsed. Give this a stir. And of course, if I need to add any liquid to this, then I'm definitely going to do exactly that. Since I don't have any bone broth, which is basically what I would normally add is some bone broth, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bouillon and a little bit of water. All right, give this a mix. Okay, now at this point, I'm going to add my seasoning, which I've got some salt, pepper, some cumin, some oregano, and some thyme. And you guys, we are going to let this simmer and then take in all of the delicious flavors of this onion and the garlic and these seasonings. And then once they are nice and soft and tender, we are going to mash them, and then we will have our refried beans. Okay, so while these beans are cooking in the background and getting nice and tender so that we can make our refried beans, to this skillet, I'm going to add some oil so we can move forward with cooking this meat. So first I'm going to add some avocado oil and then a little olive oil. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I'm using ground turkey. Ground turkey has very little fat, so I am adding some fat to it. Now for our meat. And we are just going to start to brown this meat, and then we are going to start layering on the flavor. Okay, let's go ahead and start layering in some flavor into this meat. We're going to put some onion in it, some minced garlic, and some seasoning. And in this, I have got some taco seasoning, some cumin, some thyme, and then some garlic. Give this a mix. Okay, everything is well incorporated at this point, so we are going to continue to cook this meat. until it is cooked all the way through. Okay, everyone, this ground turkey has cooked up very, very nicely. I just gave it a taste, added a little bit more taco seasoning to it, and now I'm going to add some salt. I like to do that at the end just so I can gauge how much I actually need to add. Okay, let's give this a mix. As you already know, you can add salt to it, but you can't take it away. And you guys, this meat is ready. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to move on to smashing up these beans for our refried beans. Okay, everyone, so this is what our beans are looking like. They have absorbed all the flavors of the herbs and the seasoning and the liquid, and they're nice and soft and tender. They are ready to mash. These are mashed, and these are ready to go. So the next thing we need to do before we assemble these pizzas is to go ahead and fry our tortilla shells. Now to fry up these shells, we're going to put some avocado oil into our skillet. And in it goes. And we are going to cook these until they are golden brown on each side. And I can see that they're starting to get golden brown on the edges, so that should be a good indication that it is time to give this a turn. Let's take a look here. And you guys, what you can do to prevent these from bubbling up, because you want them to remain as flat as possible because it's going to be pizza after all, you can take like a toothpick or a fork or something like that and just poke some holes throughout, so that way, again, they will remain flat during the cooking process. All right, that is looking really good, you guys. Okay, so into the pan this goes. So some of the oil can drain. If you need to add a little bit more oil to your pan, do exactly that. And then I will continue to cook the rest of these shells. And then it will be time to assemble these pieces. Okay, time to assemble. All right, so on the bottom layer, we are going to have some refried beans. And that's the oven, you guys, that has been preheated to 400 degrees. Go ahead and spread this out. Okay, next, we are going to add our meat. Okay, everyone, now this is layer number 1. So we are going to put the second one right on top and do layer number 2, which is going to be some sauce. And this is salsa, which has chunks of tomatoes in it. Okay, that looks good. Then our cheese. And your cheese of choice. So I have a Mexican blend here with a little of mozzarella cheese. Sprinkle it right on top. Then I've had some green onions. Sprinkle that on top. And then after that, you guys, you can put some toppings of your choosing. So you can do some jalapenos. You can do some black olives. Again, make it your own kind of special. Now this first one is ready. So I'm going to continue on to do the second one, which is a non-low carb for my husband. And then these will be ready to go into the oven, 400 degrees for about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, everyone, this one is ready. So I'm going to put this on the baking sheet. And off to the oven these go until all of the cheese is nice and hot and bubbly and melted. And then it would be time to give these a taste. Hot out of the oven, we've got some Mexican pizza. Look at that. Low carb and not low carb. Okay, everyone, time to eat. Look at that. Lord, I thank you. Oh, that's so good. Give this a try, you guys. And when you do, let everybody know just how good this is. This is amazing. So leave me a comment that you did try it. And again, you can put your own toppings on it. You can put jalapenos. You can put some black olives on it. Whatever you feel will make it your own kind of special. But you guys, I want to thank you all so very much for joining me for another recipe that we repurpose by taking some very familiar ingredients, being tortilla shell, and turning them into this Mexican pizza. Low carb and non-low carb. You guys, please do remember to give this video a like and a share, and please do also remember to subscribe to my channel. And remember, you guys, it is a great day, and you continue to make it your own kind of special. And until we meet again, keep growing, keep thriving, keep pushing those boundaries, and I'll see you guys real soon on my next Fit 550. Enjoy.